War Eagle. All right, all you Tiger fans, get your hands up and ready for Bada Getta. Count them. 1, 2, 3. Bada Getta, rah, rah, rah. Sis, boom, ba. Weagle, weagle, war damn eagle. Kick him in the butt, big blue. Hey! Imagine living in the Auburn spirit every day. Auburn University is one of the most well-rounded universities in the nation for undergraduate and graduate schools. Today I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about things around Auburn's campus and traditions, and as far as campus life goes, as well as the miraculous Auburn moments that we're famous for. To begin, we're going to discuss the Auburn life in general. Campus life around Auburn entices many of the minds of all their students and has much to offer for each and every individual. As an SEC school, for those of you that don't know, Southeastern Conference, we have many ranked organizations. Overall, Auburn 24/7 Sports listed that we were 11th place in the SEC for sports standings in general. The men placed 9th and the women placed 11th. Softball overall ranked 3rd, and men's golf and women's soccer won the top 25. There goes Davis. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. Broadcasted Rob Bramblett during the final play of Auburn's 2013 Iron Bowl. For most of you, this is our most glorious moment that we celebrate Auburn football. We had just taken down Alabama in the last second of the game. We were finished 4th overall last season. War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Thank you. We have over 300 organizations to choose from at Auburn. We have one of our major organizations is revolved around Greek life. It does open up extra connections and it develops you as an individual and helps you get into the real world. Another one that we have many clubs that range from sports clubs and intramurals all the way to the Food and Grillers Club. So there's something in between for everyone that you would like to kind of hang out with and figure all that out. Now that we've discussed some of the phenomenal standings of our athletics and organizations, I'll shed some light on the student services that Auburn does have to offer. Student services generally tend to lead to a higher academic standard. The very first one that we kind of talk about, we have something called the supplemental instruction. It is something that after a lecture hall, you'll have either biology, math, geology, anything of that nature. It'll be an after-class session with an individual who has done a great job in the class before. They have to have an I or an A or a very high B to have the ability to teach this class. This is where you can go in and get extra help. You can ask any other questions, and it'll also help to reiterate any other type of information that you may have missed. We also have something called study partners and one-on-one tutoring. This gives you an opportunity to just sit down one-on-one relaxed, not having to raise your hand in front of a lecture hall full of people, because we all know that's a little scary. No one wants to be that person to slow class down. Another thing that's really cool about this is that this student who has excelled also in this class has the ability to kind of give you more tips and tricks. They'll also sometimes have the same teachers that you have, so they know how their tests work and they can kind of help out with test anxiety and that such. Another really cool thing that we have is the Career Center. It kind of helps kids transform into the real world. So we have something that generates these different kinds of job fairs. So Auburn offers 4 kinds of job fairs. There's the internship and part-time job fair, engineering and technical career fair, graduate and professional school fairs, as well as an all-major careers expo. This is from Auburn.edu. We also have the mock interviews, and what's really cool about that is you'll go in, you'll dress as if you're going to a real interview, have all your mind set for what kind of job you're trying to interview for specifically, and they'll videotape you. So you'll go in, sit down, and they'll kind of work with you one-on-one. They'll pretend like you're in an interview, and then when you're done, they'll stop the tape, and then you'll go back and watch it over. And then you get to see, oh, you should have stopped moving your fingers, you should have sat still, you should wear a longer skirt. They tell you anything from hand gestures to your clothing attire, and it's very nifty and very helpful in that world. And then after informing you guys of all the extraordinary services that we have to provide, I'm going to let you know about some of the monetary aspects of attending this university. From a financial standpoint, we like to keep students able to stay and learn, so we do have very many scholarship opportunities. We have 4 types in general. There's the freshman scholarship, which is for freshmen. There's the general scholarship, departmental scholarship, and external scholarships. And you apply through something called the AUSOM. Awesome. Which stands for Auburn University Scholarship Opportunity Manager. And what it does is it will automatically find scholarships that you're qualified to apply for, which is kind of cool. You don't really have to sit there and go through 5,000s of scholarships that you write essays for. You generally have 1 or 2 essays that they have you break down into, depending on which college you are, what your major is, and where you will apply to. Sometimes they'll also give one, oh, you're from Cumming, Georgia? Cool, I'm going to give you one because you're in the College of Ed. It's kind of cool how donors will donate versus the school's system for scholarships as well. You can also have the opportunity to apply for financial aid. The College US News said that the 38% of undergraduates at Auburn receive a form of a need-based aid, which on average turns out to be $7,040 a person, which can get you pretty far. That's more than books. That's a lot of help as far as getting your education further. There's also a chance for different payment plans. You can go on monthly plans, weekly plans. You can just kind of work with them one-on-one to make sure that you can pay for where you would like to go. One of the really cool things about Auburn is that if you are in a major that your home state does not offer, you can get in-state tuition. So if you wanted to be, for instance, aeronautical or astronaut, and if you wanted to go in any kind of astronomy, so to speak, and you went to Auburn and you were a home state in Georgia, you could get in-state tuition, which was kind of cool to know. So War Eagle to that, because that was pretty cool.
War Eagle.
So now that we've kind of talked about all the ways that you can pay for your education, we're going to dive into the best part ever, is the Auburn traditions. So the AU family is brought together by our love for traditions. A majority of them do come from football. So I'm sure, I don't know how many of you actually know the origin of the War Eagle. So one of the veterans came back with a wounded eagle, and during the first Georgia-Auburn game, which by the way, Auburn came out on top, the eagle started flying around as his first flight after being wounded, and so naturally everyone starts chanting, "War Eagle," and it just kind of stuck forever. So there's nothing like sitting in the football stadium 14 minutes before kickoff, and the eagle flies around, and it's just great. Everyone's cheering and clapping, and he lands right in the middle, and then game time. It's awesome. Another one is rolling Toomer's Corner. You just take toilet paper and you'll roll Toomer's Corner after any kind of athletic win, especially football. That's one of our favorites. We also have a lot of locations on campus that will help for different types of traditions. There's the Auburn Seal. If you walk across it, you're not going to graduate, but you can get it back if you drink water from a retaining pond, which now is empty, so I guess you're out of luck. There's the last one is that if you are a true Auburn woman and a true Auburn man and you kiss at the lathe at midnight, if the lathe stays steady, you are a true Auburn woman. So, you know, it's up to you. Go for it. So today you have experienced just a little bit of what my world is like, what it's like to be a part of the Auburn family. Auburn University is a fine establishment with well-earned rankings. Students who attend this university share a family bond that words cannot describe. Life on campus has many things to offer for all types of students. They have a system for finances so that students can attend this university, and their traditions bring together the entire family that builds memories to last forever. War Eagle.
War Eagle.
War Eagle.